Heavy rainfall has triggered flash flood-like conditions in parts of Kerala's Pathanamthitta district. Water from the hilly regions has caused the Pamba River to overflow, leading to a rapid rise in water levels in the Ranni town. Several areas are facing the impact of rising waters as authorities remain on alert. The district administration and emergency response team have launched rescue operations and are working to manage the situation. Now, joining me on the telecast is my colleague Belly Thomas. Belly, what exactly is the situation right now in terms of the flood-like situation in Kerala?
The authorities said that the heavy rain and landslide caused a sudden rise in the water level of the Pamba River, and heavy rain has also been reported from the hilly areas of Kollam district, while floods and minor landslides were reported in Kozhikode, Malappuram and Palakkad. In Chalayam, Kozhikode, a fishing boat was stranded in high waves and fishermen were later rescued. So as of now, when it comes to the casualties, sources from the emergency response services says that at least 3 people have been killed in separate instances, and several others have been feared trapped following landslides in Idukki and Kottayam districts that occurred on Saturday, as the incessant heavy rains triggered flash floods and fresh landslides across Kerala. So in Idukki, the victim identified as Sumati, who is a resident of Adurmala area near Kudayatur, died after debris from a landslide struck her house in the early hours of Saturday, according to the district administration. And her husband and son were fortunately rescued by the neighbors and admitted to a hospital in Todupuzha after sustaining injuries. The house was completely destroyed in the landslide, and Sumati's body has been recovered after a massive search operation involving personnel from the National Disaster Response Force, Fire and Rescue Services, Police and Revenue Departments. So in Kottayam district, a youth had lost his life, and his mother was buried under the debris after a landslide at Payani Thotam in Punjab. The deceased has been identified as Joseph, son of Johnny, and although he was rescued, he died of his injuries while being taken to the hospital. This is what authorities say. Search operations are underway to trace his mother now, and she is suspected to be trapped under the debris, is what the emergency personnel there at the site say. So in another incident in Idukki's Vagamon, a victim identified as Prabhakaran Nair, who is a native of Vaikam in Kottayam, lost his life after a landslide hit his relative's house. Officials said that he was sleeping in a bedroom when the landslide occurred. His body was recovered after an hours-long search, and several areas in Idukki reported landslides and flooding. At Upputtura, a parked police jeep was damaged in the landslide. The overflowing Pullakaya River submerged the Kokkayar low-level crossing locally known as the Chappat, while around 6 houses in the area were inundated, and the affected families have been shifted to safer locations.
All right, Belly, stay on with me. I have more updates coming in.